Alright, I'm back in town and chapter 1491 is absolute madness. Ippo is showing once again that he's been making insane progress during his retirement arc. The whole chapter is basically him being a superhuman. And there's also something about Ricardo I predicted before. This will shock you. As Sando pushes and pulls, Ippo isn't even moving a single inch. Look at his foot clawing down on the canvas like the hooves of a bull. And now look at the symbolic masterpiece. His foothold is so strong that it literally feels like roots sprouting out of his feet. Look at this tree of life growing out of Ippo's big Mata foot. Didn't I say in the last video that his center of gravity is below the ground? Bro is literally a tree. Sando even recognizes that it feels like roots sprouting out of Ippo's feet. He can't do anything, and him being bigger than Ippo makes this even more impressive. Miyata wants to see more. He's looking like a 70s serial killer behind those glasses. Sando is ready for a sumo match, and now he's getting Ippo. He's about to lift him up. But wait, what is happening? Nothing happens. Sando mentions that Ippo is smaller than him, so how does he do it? Look at this panel. Can you believe how crazy this looks? This is different compared to the boulder we saw in the Guevara fight. The boulder was rough and not refined. This boulder is sharpened and shaped into something much more valuable. It has experience. And now a classic Ippo retirement glaze. Sando says it's just like when he was active. His foundations have gotten even stronger since then. Ippo tells Miyata to step in. He said 1 round. Surely it's been 3 minutes, right? Miyata looks at the clock. What is he seeing? He wasn't even paying attention. Bro was distracted by peak fiction. Ippo is so back that he calls Miyata an idiot. What is this? Ippo character growth in 2025? But then something happens. Sando's phone has been going off non-stop. He looks worried and leaves the gym. As he runs out, he says, "Come watch tomorrow. I'm gonna lay out the legend." Powerful words, but what is happening? Ippo says Sando didn't land anything, but his arms are still asleep from blocking his punches. Miyata says he got to see something good. What does he mean? Then he says just now Sando was doing his anti-Ricardo strategy. What did he just say? This was his anti-Ricardo strategy? Miyata continues. He says you saw how Datte and Wally attempted, right? Datte took Ricardo on with his intelligence and feeling, and Wally used his wildness and instincts to press him from all directions. In the end, Ricardo no-diffed them anyway, but there were still times when he looked a little worried. Miyata saw those gaps too. He says a champion this strong doesn't even show his true nature until enough people have challenged him in different ways. And now what we discussed in many videos before. Someone peels off a layer and then the next challenger peels off another. All you can do is pick apart what you think are his weaknesses at the time. It's like they're attempting to beat him as a gang. Then we see a depiction that should look familiar to all of you. Miyata says with each attempt you pass on new information. This is the baton pass. Datte passed it to Ippo, but it was too early. Sando and Wally had to come before him. He says he wants Sando to receive the baton properly. But is Sando really the final runner to receive the baton? And then Miyata says some powerful words. Etch this into your minds. Undefeated doesn't mean invincible. Even though he never lost, it doesn't make him any scarier. And then look at this. Ippo keeps watching Miyata. And then he says his profile looks so cool. I'm speechless. It's not even his admiration for him as a boxer anymore. He straight up thinks Miyata is sexy. And now let's get serious again. Because Sando runs to the hospital with urgency. He says, "Grandma, you can't. I gotta bring you the belt first. Just wait a little longer." He wants her to witness his win against the world champion. But his grandma has other plans. She says she doesn't have long. She wants to see. Sando assumes she means the belt, but she means something else entirely. He basically begs her to spit it out. Whatever it is, he'll do it. And then she says it. While she's still alive, she wants to see her great-grandchild's face. Sando slowly stands up and leans back a bit. And this madman really tries to karate chop his dying grandma in her hospital bed. He says he doesn't even have a girlfriend. But she points out that he has his old teacher from school. When he hears this, he tries to chop her again. But his teacher/girlfriend stops him. They're made for each other. But this is not a romance channel. Let's get back to the heated parts. All that aside, for now it's the belt. Sando has a dancing partner already. And it's none other than Ricardo Octacor Martinez. A date with the legend in the ring. This chapter really digs into the male romance, doesn't it? Peak Hajime no Ippo. He continues. Tomorrow the man you raised is gonna come back world champion. When he sees that his grandmother fell asleep, he looks surprised. His teacher says she seems okay for now. Your grandmother will definitely wait for you to come back. And then his fire explodes into flames of ambition and sheer will. The man she raised is gonna come back world champion. And since I predicted the Ricardo layer thing, I'll predict something else too. This urgency Sando feels right now, it's exactly what will translate to Ippo. Ippo will have a similar situation with Kamogawa, and once Sando finds out about this, he won't leave him be. He will hammer it into him how important life is, and that our loved ones could disappear at any moment. Bring them happiness as long as you can. Takamura will be grateful for this as well, since he would never tell Ippo about Kamogawa's illness unprovoked. The fight for the featherweight title is close. We are mere days away, and Ippo has been once again set up for a monstrous comeback.